I'll tell you that. So I don't know if anybody's had, I haven't had a lot of time to really catch up on anything outside of Suede. I'm not really super interested on anything else because what we're doing is so incredible. But apparently the economic data was less than optimal, and the Fed is still hawkish, which is a big reason why I guess the traditional markets and the major crypto markets are dumping. But we just rolled out the Zealy campaign. Hey, how are you? Which is, Alvy, good to see you, man. Which is basically it's top two. It's Zealy and Galaxy really are the two big players. Layer 3 is kind of smaller. And yeah, exactly. And so they're a way to introduce your community to the protocol and the project and the objectives. And it's pretty cool because there's quizzes and tasks. So people have to, go and utilize the product. And that's always been our thing since day one. Once people are aware of what we're doing, how it works, and the problem it solves, they're automatically, thus far, lifelong investors. And so just getting that out there more than just like a KOL that's saying, hey, buy this token and, or going on Deck Screener and pumping it. That's really not what we're interested in. We want people to engage with the project and really see that we're building something different. We don't want to appeal, hey, to, traders or people that are just looking for a quick flip or, this volatility. We want to have a consistent influx of new investors because inevitably, as we've seen, people that hear about it, they just are genuinely excited. Thank you. I'm glad you found that. And so, what we're doing is awesome. A little bit more about kind of what we're going to see on Friday and the overall vision, because we've talked a lot about the first phase and hey, and Logan, what's up, man? And kind of our goals with that. And so what we're going to see Friday, and this is super exciting. It's going to go live as we had projected on 11/11 on January 11th at 11:11 p.m. Thank you, and likewise. And so what we're going to start seeing, and what is really fascinating, is we're going to API into a really a very impressive image generating AI, which will allow every piece that's created by somebody, and it's still going to be no cost. Everything's going to be funded the way it has before at no cost to anyone else. And so it'll generate a image, thank you, that anybody can attach to their music. So it's going to save people the time of having to, create an album cover or a song or a title or anything like that. Anytime they come up with an inspiration and they create it through the AI, there's going to be an image that goes along with it. And what's very cool in the direction that we're moving this is the homepage is going to be like a decentralized Spotify. Back at you. And so you're going to have the ability to share your music, share your compositions and everything you create with people in real time. So it's going to be great because, you'll have the ability to kind of get your music out there. It's going to be exciting. So as soon as you create something and it goes to the homepage, you can start sharing it with people. And, once people get excited about it, I should probably mute all my notifications. I'm sorry. This easy. And but I really thought it was important with, market conditions and going into Friday and all the new users from the Zealy campaign to kind of, muted. Am I still muted? Am I still muted? Okay, cool. All right. So, I thought with the market conditions and, with the Zealy campaign and all the new users, I thought it was important to kind of come on and just provide some updates because, Friday can't come soon enough. And I wanted to discuss that a little bit. But it has been, from meeting to meeting to meeting, just nonstop. And I love it because everything is so, is so groundbreaking, and talking to people that are just learning about it and hearing, like, seeing the light go on and them kind of getting the concept is really cool, especially people that, are. All right, we're gonna. Okay, thanks. Oh my goodness. I don't know if you guys saw that. I was laughing because I was trying to use a gimbal, and the thing just started going crazy. And so what happens is, it syncs to my car a lot. So when my car turns off or on, we lose it, but we're back. Um, yeah. So, the I think we were talking about the plans with the streaming and the ability to share music. So what's really cool is, as you create, these pieces, you're going to have your own dashboard and your own profile that will be linked to your wallet. So you don't have to, remember these long passphrases or anything like that. You just sign in with your wallet, and it pulls up everything you've ever created. It pulls up everything that you've been working on, anything that you've liked. All your profile history is right there, and it's going to be saved for you in our database. So you don't have to worry about taking up space with stuff that you were maybe thinking about trying. And then it's going to have an image that's connected to every single piece. So it's going to be, you'll be able to look at it and say, oh, okay, I know which one that is. And then if you want to add a custom thumbnail, you can do that. It's totally up to you. Um, but what's really cool is you can stream it directly to the homepage if you want to make it public, and then people can start listening to it. And this is really, I think, where like uh, we got the divine sort of spark that I think kind of helped our governance direction. So what's great is as things start to trend and people are, thumbing up, they like that this whatever this creation was, then we can put it up for a proposal, this particular song, and say, do we want this song to influence the AI? And if all the token holders decide that, or if 51% decide that they want that to be part of the influence of the AI, then that will go into, directing the AI in that direction. You can upload audio, and we could upload unlimited audio now, but I think this is a better process because it's going to be very discernible in the sense that you'll already have something trending that people are clearly liking because it's on the homepage because people are listening to it. And then you can, at that point, we can put it in front of the community just for a double check from token holders. And then once everything's agreed upon, that piece of music has been thoroughly vetted. So it'll be put into the model as a part of the influence. And that's going to be, it's gone through a number of different vetting processes with not only just, the streaming and the likability and concurrent views and those analytics, but also a token holder vote. So that's cool. I think it's really the great direction as far as the bot. Now, am I getting the live chat? And get all messages. Okay. I think I'm up to date. Maybe not. But yeah, that's going to be really cool because we're that's a great process of not only kind of incentivizing people to create because when the vote does take place, there's a portion of Suede that is directed to the creator who that once we get a positive vote on a proposal. So people are going to be really incentivized to start using this and creating and throwing stuff out there. And then stuff is naturally going to trend the same way it would on any streaming platform. Um, not financial advice at all, but anything beneath a billion to me is severely undervalued. But that's totally my thoughts. But that very transparently is what I'm viewing. So in excess of that. But so that's cool because it's going to incentivize people to start using it, put it music out there. In order to use it, it's not going to have a cost still, but you will have to hold Suede tokens. In order to vote, you will need Suede tokens, and any creations will be paid in Suede tokens. So that's just the voting. That's before we get into royalties and all the other elements. That's in the actual influence of the agent, and that's to me super cool, and it's really a fair and fun way of doing it. And you with your profile you can share somebody else's and kind of leave comments and go back and forth. So it's going to be a really cool way of doing that. Yeah, yes sir. um rocket emoji, eggplant, thumbs up. um so yeah, so it's going to be a really cool way of doing it because I think it's you know really genuinely vetted. Like it's easy to go on and say, hey guys, vote for me on this, vote for me on that. And kind of, who knows the backdoor dealings, or if you've got a lot of people that follow you, you've got advantage. Whereas if this piece of music has already been something that people continue to listen to back to back over and over, then that's going to be proof positive that it's actually enjoyable. So, and then it can be put for a vote and really be solidified. Um, yes, 2025. Again, I don't. I'm not a wizard. I wish I was. Nor do I have a crystal ball, and I don't ever recommend anyone buy anything since Bitcoin. 10 years ago, I that's I vote with my dollars, and people can see what I'm doing, and everyone knows I've put everything into this. So that's my viewpoint. Anything less than a billion is, to me, severely undervalued because we're just talking about how we're bootstrapping the decentralized Spotify component, we're not even talking about once you get independent artists to fork the actual agent and then evolve it on a more granular level when you get to royalties and all of the distribution methods. So that's really cool. And then good. I'm glad that people are seeing it. That's definitely feedback I'm getting, and I love to hear that. And because decentralizing Spotify is not only just about getting the record labels and everybody out with all the exploitation, it's also about giving smaller artists a chance to be heard. If you don't have a million hours of of people streaming your music, then you can't oftentimes get a dime, nor can you get any exposure. So this is a much fairer way to go about it, and it incentivizes early creation, and people are making a living off of their music. And what gets really cool next is we're also going to have a bit of a decentralized Fiverr. So we'll have musicians that can put up the same way someone would say, all right, I'm a freelance designer. I'm willing to work for X. Someone can come on and say, I'm a studio musician. I specialize in modal harmony. I specialize in time signatures, whatever it is. I'm a percussionist. They'll be able to come in, and if you want them to further refine your piece, they can do so, and you can have agreements in the dashboard, whether it be percentage of royalties or it just be flat fee. So you're going to have the Spotify, you're going to have the collaboration, you're going to have the creation. So all of the latest AI tools used in the creative process are going to be available. And again, that's not going to be a cost. It's just going to be you'll have to hold Suede token. So that's really cool, and that's something that isn't free to anyone. But I think that the investment for our community into onboarding and bootstrapping this community is clearly it's worth the cost that I put in since day one. And so I'm going to eat that cost to ensure that there's as little friction as possible, so everybody can really get involved and really kind of experience the potential with the AI agent. And what's really cool is you can export to MIDI data. And so anyone that's ever used MIDI data, it is very, very neat because you get a visual representation. It's basically turning the music into data. So you can take each piece of the composition, you can move the pitch up or higher, you can change the timbre of the instrument, you can extend the tempo, slow it down, you can take a part out, or you could have the same, maybe the bass line you like a lot. You could use it in 7 different pieces. You just export it to another piece. So that is so cool to be able to do that, because then you can send it to the people that you're contracting, the musicians, for further refinement. And this is important because every step of the way, your involvement in the process is how we justify and we demand royalties, because clearly you've created this, the community's built the AI model, and you've refined it in the end. And so that's really cool. What I want to have ready, I don't know if it will be. How is the word going to spread about the project? There's some. No, it's a great point, and I was talking to someone about that recently. Let me see if I can put the phone on here because gimbal was seizing out. Um, so there's so much, well, there's so much noise out there right now, and I think what's fortunate about that is a lot of it still just like things. Am I pressing the mic button there? I hope not. Let me know if I'm not coming through. Of course, the case right on the button. Okay, cool. Thank you, man. So yeah, so the fiber component, and then with the AI agents. So a lot of what you see out there, and it's very obvious, it's just chat GPT wrapped and repurposed for X. And that's cool to like a meme coin to kind of raise money and do whatever you're doing in that regard. But as far as actually building something that is useful and has appeal to consumers, that's where we come in, and that's why I'm so hell bent, and that's why the Zealy package. For those that didn't know, you can really get a premier package and get the word out. And the reason I was so attracted to Zealy versus like KOLs or things like that is I'm not looking to try and pump the price or anything like that. That's going to be a byproduct. It's going to happen naturally. What I'm looking to do is get people using the agent so that they can actually see what we have here. And in the process, they'll be excited to create because maybe there's a lot of people that don't have the proficiency, but they've got the artistic vision. They'll be able to create. They'll have the potential to receive money not only in the form of royalties, but also in proposal voting if the community likes what they're making. And obviously, people that are sooner rather than later have a better chance because that if there's only 6 people on the first 5 minutes, um, they're going to be the 6 people that probably make it to the featured page. But what I want to add as well, but to finish answering your question, that's kind of our objective, not so much to just promote with random KOLs that just throw out their ticker of the day, but to actually get people seeing that we have something that is you know, actually unique, first to market, and has a real solution to a problem that actually does exist. That's always been the criticism. Crypto solves problems that don't exist, and that is a fair critique of some projects. Um, but this is a real big problem, and everybody that's up to date with what's been going on in the music industry or content creators that have had YouTube bans or have been demonetized or any of that nonsense or just been extorted by these Goliaths like Epidemic Sound. Having your channel whitelisted and being able to utilize this AI that's uniquely yours for any sort of musical, like, so I like to use this example for those that heard it on the X page. Someone had made a car video, actually a friend, and did a great job. And the prompt that he put in, I think it was like the first time that he had used it, and he wanted to try something very different. And so he went with Middle Eastern Japanese. So if you listen to it, it's got I couldn't have conceived of how that would actually come out. And I think he did like with a bass beat under it or hip hop beat. And if you listen to it, like it slaps. Like that's a banger. Like it's a really cool. And you hear the Japanese influence, you hear the microtonal sort of Middle Eastern type, and then you've got beat. Um, thing keeps blinking, getting me nervous that I'm not sounds not coming through. Yeah, no, I really think it is, and check out the X page, and you'll see the video that I'm talking about. It's got cars and in the background, and it's got like a really like moving beat with this Japanese instrument playing Middle Eastern stuff. So in order to use it, there's a token gate of 10,000 tokens. It's about $60, I think, and there's no cost. So you just have to have that in your wallet to be able to access it, and that's mostly just as we're in the demo phase to keep people from spamming it that are unrelated to our community, because of course there's a cost every time we query it, and again self-funded. So that's really cool. And he actually said when I talked to him about it, I said, this is cool, thanks for trying it and using it. Thank you, brother. And he said, no, thank you, this I unlocked a cheat code for my videos. And I was like, all right, this is cool. Like we're a few weeks in, we're already helping creators to build something that's uniquely theirs, and they don't have to be worried about it, if the algorithm's going to pick it up or anything like that. um, yes, and exchange listings always pump projects. Yes. Yeah, so we went with the Sendex early just to have a formal exchange listing and learn a bit about market making. and now we've got every exchange in the world that is begging us to go onto their platform. So that's exciting to see, and they're offering very good rates. We've been more focused because this has been a week, not even since we listed, on just building this out. Obviously, to build what we're building in the matter of a few days is you know um, it's difficult, and so yep. So it's demanding, and it's required a lot of time of us, and we've had to show up. So that's the decentralized Spotify, Fiverr, and all of that integration. Just to kind of explain what we'll see Friday. Um, Friday will be a live stream with the actual product that I'll be using, and yes, yep, and that's going to be just kind of a demo display, and then Saturday it will be open. Battery's going to die soon. It will be open for the general public to utilize our the token holders, um, and so that yeah, no, I'm super excited, and we have been building towards this nonstop. Not a minute of my day is spent on anything besides this, and anybody can really attest to that. And so that's the focus now. We're in founder mode, like we're in get it done. And we're moving at a breakneck pace because what we have is so special, and what we have is so unique, and it's first to market, and it's so incredibly valuable and transformative that, like, I can't be asleep at the wheel. None of us can. Like, what we're doing here is really had the potential I haven't seen in anything. Let me get a charger real quick. And this stream is definitely a little underprepared, but like I said, we've been just on and off with firms and just um, the AI developers. Let me see if I can plug that into the mic spot. Or is that a USB? Sorry, guys. Sorry. It's actually okay. So I can plug through the mic. Let me know if you can't hear me. I'll just assume that you can. So like we want to move. We want to move fast, and I think everybody saw that happened, within 30 days of our, pump testing. And so, yeah, nice. Cool, man. Um, so yeah, so, like we got that built and out and for demo and for use without, you know, any external funding, no community wallet to send to help us for anything. Like this is something that the community is so important in building, because if we don't have a community on that platform creating, we don't have anything. And so um, we've just wanted to make it as frictionless as possible and provide as much value to the holders as possible. But holders aren't selling. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, it really wasn't. And so that was part of why I wanted to come on as well, because most of our holders really haven't seen a dip, at all. And we're still up. I think it's like 80% on the week, which is awesome. And good, man, good. And so we're doing great, but it's it's nerve wracking. I know there's personally a lot of people that are new to investing and new to cryptocurrency in particular, which is historically quite volatile. So just come on and reassure what we're doing, and not a meme coin. Nothing against meme coins, but we've got something that will create us to give us a reason to stick around and justify people's excitement, not really be at the whims of a market that's very fickle and can find something funny one day, and then you know uh, once they round trip a series bag, that meme is not so funny, and I know that from personal experience, unfortunately, but that's how we learn. So, um, yeah, we got to move. That's it. That's the bottom line. There is Thanks. I'm glad you see that. Appreciate it. There's no room for hesitation or anything. Everyone knows I am up all day, every day working on this thus far because I know once we actually hit escape velocity, which is very soon, um, this is going to have a team behind it that is so elite and so exceptional at what they do that it's just going to take off. And at that point, maybe I'll take a nap here and there, but for now, I am all hands on deck. Great. Yeah, I do too. And so, I really I'm excited. Yeah, outside of the US, is really cool because something that and that's always been the case with crypto, like things that we might consider negligible can be life changing to people in other countries and other areas. So I think that's great, and it's also going to really incentivize people to want to create because if you can make a decent amount of money in Suede token by making something pretty cool that everyone appreciates, then you can really feed a family, and that's just in the first week or so. Imagine once royalties start coming in and we have the subscription model for creators, and all of those processes roll out, it's going to be really incredible. um, Binance. So I have heard word that Binance is aware. They're speaking through channels, but like I said, our focus is just building this. Everybody's going to come. It's just a matter of time. I was on a few weeks ago Binance Live, and I think I may do another one this week based off of availability. We'll take a look. But I'm actually going to speak with a firm tonight at 3 a.m. and we're going to discuss that. They're on UK time. So yeah, we just we're moving, and we're not looking at the up and down or anything like that. We're just looking at building something that is going to suit everybody and trend up over time, because that's just a byproduct of building something great. And that's what we're doing, no question about it. And I think we've really proven ourselves in a few ways, and we've moved very strategically and done quite well. The launch of the beta, that really happened. I'm actually making a post about this. This first token, and a lot of people talk about this, like you have to launch hundreds of projects before you ever really figure out how to do it. Well, I've been in this space for 9 years, and I've had every opportunity to launch a token, but my reputation is something very important to me, and I've been fortunate enough to be independently well off um, in business success over the last 10 years. So that's not been something that I've ever wanted to explore. Then when I kind of got the idea for this, it was like, this is so far beyond a token. And the token is so integral in, actually securing the bootstrapping in the community. So, it's just like this awesome feedback ecosystem type deal that is super exciting. So yeah, we're moving fast and just getting it done. Uh, yeah, yeah, and I've obviously, like most people at first, why did you choose Solana? So great question. So Solana has the ability to see NFTs, compressed NFTs, and that's going to be the way in which people will have the ability to fractionalize or even just sell outright their piece on a more a less formal basis. So if you're on the platform, you can sell it to somebody, but say you want to put it on OpenSea or some third party market, we want you to have the ability to do that. and export the image and the WAV file and MIDI data, all of that. And so with Solana, there's CNFTs, which are compressed NFTs, which allow you to mint, at a fraction of a penny, full audio pieces, which is incredible. So that really is an important part. We're going to have it the way I'm visualizing it now, and it may change. Once you've finished the creation, you'll have an opportunity. It'll ask you, did you want to, secure this immutably onto the Solana blockchain in the form of a compressed NFT? If so, press yes, and then you'll be prompted in your wallet to mint. So it'll be like an optional kind of thing at the end that is always going to be with you, and you can say you're Taylor Swift, or you're whoever, and you launch a song on a limited release, and you decide that you're going to fractionalize it with a fungible, non-fungible, and say you're going to this one piece you're going to tranche up into 100 shares, then you can sell 100 pieces of this. So people that never would have had the ability to invest in things because of the cost, the same way people invest in art, that's fractionalized now, will have the ability to buy a piece of, and that can give you certain rights, like access to features on that artist's website that are only available to holders of that. So, really cool, not only for us, but really cool for kind of getting people adopted and into the crypto ecosystem as a whole, because these are things that are inherently unique to crypto. And in order to make possible, need to have a crypto economic model to even be possible. So it's not like we're just forcing people to use crypto because we love it. It's like we're offering it to you because it's the only way you could possibly do this. And this is so damn cool and opportunistic that everybody's going to. So, really cool stuff there. And that's a long answer to why I chose Solana. Layer one, I like Casper. Yeah, Casper is really cool. I give them credit because proof of work is certainly, I think, an important invention, of course, for Bitcoin. And I didn't think they would be able to pull it off, another proof of work coin, and they did a great job. So, I give them credit. They really made it happen, and wasn't easy. So I got to give them props there. Um, this system used to supply. Yeah, no. So that's great, and that's I'm glad you brought that up, because there's so many applications for this. There's the small content creator that is afraid of getting copyright strikes every time they log on and getting their channel taken. It's got older videos from the history of time uploaded there, like the hostage. And then it's got large studios like Netflix and Warner, people like this are going to want to use this, because here's what's, I think, really a great compromise is they're going to get all the good elements of AI as far as proficiency, the ability to have consistency and work 24/7, all of that. But they're actually going to have an artist that ensures the outputs are actually refined and suitable for use. And also it's going to be they'll have the ability, because I think there's going to be a lot of backlash against people that are going full AI. You never go full AI. So I think there's going to be backlash, and they're going to be able to say that this is a large an LLM that is backed by artisans, and it's going to be what I call, I think, the ethical standard in Hollywood. And so people are going to want to know that the AI that they're using isn't some open AI model that is just piggybacking off of all music from the history of time and not paying a dime to anybody, because there's too many people. And so this, I think, is going to be the compromise that for both parties will help to keep them, satisfied. This, yeah, no, that's it's really cool. Yeah, AI record labels, and that is very, very doable. If you look at A16Z, which is, a ELISA framework, and it's used for hedge fund management, um, that's pretty complex, not extremely, but um, a record label is slightly simpler, and so it would have the ability to, discernibly choose pieces of work that it has found certain attributes that are maybe capable of virality or going viral, and then decide to take that into the portfolio of the record label, and that's now an investment, and it pays directly to the musician, not to an A&R guy, not to a distribution manager, like not all of these rent seekers, directly to the musician. Um, and that's one of the great applications of AI, is kind of weeding out the people that have kind of just been leeches for especially creative people, and so getting them out of that is, it's like pyramid schemes are problematic because there's so many people involved between the customer and the product that you can't possibly offer a great product after you've paid out 70 other people. And so that's the case, with this. Art is now very gutless, and I'm not as a whole, but I think it's a pretty large prevailing trend. So now, kind of restoring that faith to creation, is and giving people the ability to think, okay, maybe I'll get some recognition, and maybe I'll be able to actually play music and make a living. Maybe I'm not going to be Justin Bieber, but I don't really want to be Justin Bieber anyway. So, um, giving people the chance to do that by eliminating all these, similar to like bureaucracies, all the red tape and all the people that are just trying to get a piece all along the way, is going to ensure the best possible outcome for the artist and for the investors or the fans. So that is wonderful. Uh, this, yeah, yeah, and but yeah, there's the applications are really endless. One person wants to make a little something for themselves. Maybe they want to make a card, a birthday card for someone. Maybe they want to score an entire movie, and that's someone needs something tomorrow. Well, that's possible, and it's possible in a way that ensures integrity of the art and ensures that somebody actually gets paid. They're not just you know um, purposefully diluted the way that somebody would issue shares and dilute the holders. That's basically what's happened to artists, because OpenAI is modeled off of every single musician that's ever existed in the history of time. This way, they never have to pay royalties to anybody because nobody can draw a lineage to any particular person. Um, so we're going to end that. We're going to make sure that there is someone involved, and that somebody is someone that cares about what they're doing and can actually create, and be not only paid for it, but actually be acknowledged, because a lot of people are contributing and probably don't even know it to the AI indirectly, as it scrubs and scours the internet like a vulture for every piece of musical uh, algorithm and data it can find, and then compile it into something that it packages for sale, and goes to Sam Altman and the Chat GPT behemoth, and nobody else. This is cool because we get rid of them, and we actually bring in the people who deserve to be there in the first place. So yeah, super inspiring, super like not only incredibly profitable and revenue streams that are endless, really in perpetuity because that's how royalties work, um, but like a good mission, like to actually empower people that matter, to culture and society. And I think we could increase the quality of music and art by giving people fair enough reason to get involved and know that they're not just going to get screwed over. They're not going to sign a contract at 13 and you know 10 years later living paycheck to paycheck as a number one streamer. They're not going to have to go on any crazy vacations with the diddler. Like, no, those days are over. And the music industry has been able to keep that foothold for so long because people want to be stars and they're willing to do a lot to make that happen. um, but it doesn't need to be that way. It can be, people can still get the exposure that they want, um, in a way that doesn't involve the permission slip from you know oh, I can name 100 names that are undesirables that are big in the media behemoth and mass culture. They don't need to sign off on it. People like it, they like it, period. And you get rewarded for them liking it as it should be, as it always was. Um, and that's damn cool. We love that because I think we need it now more than ever. And if recent developments with the person that I mentioned earlier, who I'm not going to say again because it makes my skin crawl, but um, that has shined a light on the way this industry works. Any industry that really has a budget for getting people to bring artists out and get them so intoxicated and wasted and ideally hooked on drugs to be forever within their grasp is an industry that is ripe for disruption and destruction. Really, I think that's the goal. We don't just want to get a funnel from Capitol Records. We want to bring that building to the ground, and I think there's reason enough to do that. So I think that's justified at this point, and I think that's what we'll do. It's been able to keep that archaic foothold because people, they play on people's vanity, and people are willing to sign a lot away to have a chance in the limelight. So we just need to give them another option, and we need to incentivize artists that aren't just complete, you know, um, aren't just completely for sale. We'll say, what I like something old. Yeah. Yep. That's a great observation. It's funny because I call it the most non-AI AI, and I say it's like using AI to protect against AI. So it's like a modern solution to a modern problem that helps us get back to our roots of what we've always valued so deeply, and taught us so much about life and God and just understanding elements that can't be conveyed in any other way. A painting that shows like I quote, like I said in one video, like the maternal love with Mother Mary holding Jesus, and and she's weeping, just like, and she's holding him so delicately, like that's something that you would have to read 1,000 textbooks to start to get a grasp on. But you can look at one sculpture in Rome, and you automatically are moved, and you understand that about a mother's love. So art is very important. I think it gets neglected, and I think as we restore the quality and get rid of this fiat art that we have, um, people are going to be very grateful that it's back, and we're excited about that big time. So that's a great observation. Yeah, it is a old new thing. I like that. I'm gonna use that. So, but that's where we're at, and I hope for any of the newer guys or people that are new to investing in general, the markets are going to go up, going to go down. We've been straight up, and I think a lot of people kind of anticipate that every day we're going to go up 100% because that's what we've done thus far. Um, but there's going to be a day or two. So far, it's I think 3 or 4 that we haven't set an all-time high, and that's perfectly fine and perfectly healthy. So um, it's a great opportunity for people that aren't involved to get involved. A lot of people ask me all the time, is it gonna ever dip and can I ever get in? And I tell them the same thing I said earlier. I'm not a wizard. I wish I were because I could fly and that would be pretty cool. But I am not. So I don't know what's going to happen. But, in general, and I said this to someone the other day because I remember, when Bitcoin was $4,000, people were waiting for it to pull back to 39 and I want to catch it at 37. And right now at 100K, do you care if you bought in at 39 or 41? Like, of course not. And that's always been the thesis with Bitcoin and an asset that has the potential for exponential growth and compounding. Um, you just dollar cost average, and over time it takes care of itself. And you don't have to be concerned because if it goes down, great, you get more. If it goes up, thesis is intact, it's strong. So it's like you win either way. So um, that's not financial advice as to what to do, but it's the only method that I've seen and that I've used that I can say consistently yields good results and doesn't require you becoming a neurotic mess that you know can lose quite a bit in just one downturn out of nowhere. So um, yeah, that's the spiel. That's where we're at, and I appreciate everyone being here. I can't even see the okay. I really appreciate everyone being here. If you could like, subscribe, get the word out. We definitely appreciate it. Now is a great time because we're going into the launch Friday, and so everybody that does is involved in the influence of the AI. They'll be due royalties. So it's a good time to be involved. And I think beyond just the financial incentives, um, like just to be a part of something on the ground floor is is really pretty cool. And uh, the financial incentives as well. I think it was I heard some stat like the first 200 people, the first 200 employees at Facebook basically became the 200 richest people in America, and that's including I think the janitor as well. So I don't know what the exact numbers were, but it's something like that. So, really being in the right place, the right time, and having the forethought to see the vision and stick around is can be incredibly valuable. I know it's been for me and others. So I'm just glad that we have so many with us on this incredible voyage, and all the Zealy participants. Uh, we love you, and we're gonna have the whole Zealy page is gonna be Suede. I think on the 9th, as well as more times after that. But I think the 9th is the first one. So yeah, we are getting the word out, and we're not going to, like I said, some trader site to put calls out, calls on good pump coming or anything. That's no, we're going to people that can actually interact and maybe appreciate an actual project and an actual product. So um, just incredibly proud of the team and everything we've done thus far, and for everyone that's here and having the vision. And I appreciate you being with me here tonight. And as you know, I'm very active in the chat on Telegram. So, t.me /Suede AI, the website, suedeai.org, suede.so, and then the app, which will be looking very different on Friday. Pretty cool. Um, agreed. Thank you. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that. Means a lot. Uh, Coming from a legend streamer, so that's pretty cool. Um, and so the app is app.me www.suedeai.xyz. And so, I mean, and so I appreciate everyone being here, and definitely talk to any of us in the chat. More than happy to help. Follow us on X at AI Suede. And if you have any questions, I love answering them. As you can tell, I'm very passionate about this, so I could talk about it all day. So much love, guys. Appreciate everyone being here. Appreciate the positive feedback, and let's go build some cool stuff together. All right. All right. Have a good night, guys.